Hello, my name is Hannah D1.
And I'm JonalinaX6, and we're here today to help you make tres leches cake.
Tres leches cake, or pastel tres leches, has a controversial origin because people think it's created in so many different places. But today, Nicaragua is credited for its creation.
So three milks cake most likely began during the 1850s to 1870s. This is because that was when canned, condensed, and evaporated milk was first offered to the industry world.
In Central America, the cake is soaked in a solution of rum and brandy, which gives it the name the drunken cake.
This drunken cake is also known as pastel borracho. It also has roots in Europe because many accredit Nestle to helping tres leches evolve. Tres leches can also be a spin-off from tiramisu, wet cakes, and even antes cakes.
Now that we know a little about its culinary background, let's get started.
These are the ingredients that we used during our experiment. We tested the pH levels of them.
As you can see in this drawing, most of our ingredients were acidic, which means that they have a lot of hydrogen ions. But in paradox, the baking soda has a pH of 9, which means it has more hydroxide ions than something like an acid.
We have our oven that is preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, but is also 176 degrees Celsius. We also have our 33 by 22-inch lightly greased pan set up to go.
Aluminum has a thermal conductivity number of 237, which makes it a great heat distributor and conductor. That is why we use aluminum to bake with. We have 6 egg whites right here in this mixing bowl, and we're going to mix it till it has a soft peak like a meringue. So let's get that started.
Now that soft peaks have formed with our egg whites, we're going to gradually add 473 grams of sugar, which is about 2 cups, to the mixture while the beater is still adding the egg yolks that we separated before into the meringue batter.
We incorporated the egg yolks. Now we're going to alternate between half a cup of milk, which is also 118 grams, and the 473 grams of flour that was sifted together with 8 grams of baking powder. And we're going to keep this on a low speed so that the flour doesn't go flying. I finished our mixture, and now we're going to spoon it into our lightly greased pan and put it into the oven for 25 minutes and let that bake while we're making it.
So far for our cream mixture, we've added 236 milliliters of heavy cream, which is 1 cup, and a 14-ounce can of condensed milk, which is 415 milliliters. We're also going to add the same amount of evaporated milk as condensed milk, so 415 milliliters or 14 ounces, to the mixture, and then blend it up at high speed.
Okay, so we just took our cake out of the oven, and now we poured our 3 milks mixture into the cake, and as you can see, the cake has already soaked up most of the liquid, as you can see there. So we're just going to put that into the fridge and let it cool overnight while we make the garnishes and icing for the cake to put on top. Okay, so right now we have 44 milliliters of water and 177 grams of granulated white sugar on high heat in a saucepan, and we're hoping to bring it to a boil so that we dissolve the sugar. So right here, while we're stirring the syrup, we can see 3 types of heat conduction. Convection, which occurs inside of the pot, which happens because hot air rises and cold air cools, and the conduction, where the pan handle is very hot because of the heat from the actual pan. And then we see radiation, where the waves from the heat on the stove warms up the pan, and that is the 3 types of conductivity. Our solute, which is our sugar, has dissolved into our water, which is our solvent. We've created our solution, and the sugar has now been diluted into the water. So we're hoping that it'll be at least 112 or 115 degrees.
Jonalina is whisking together our sugar and our water to get to a temperature of 112 to 115 degrees Celsius. Because we want our solution to be super saturated, which is also called a syrup, so that we can add it to our egg whites that we previously already beaten over there, so that we can create our icing. Mixer. We noticed that, as you can see on the fork and in the pan, there's sugar all around here, and that sugar is actually hard evaporated, and we got crystals immediately. These are sugar crystals that we can actually eat, and we also put into our icing. This is all because the solution that we created, the syrup, was very saturated.